will start by presenting the panelists. I will start presenting myself. My name is Sébastien Lafont, and I am the academic coordinator of the EDISS master program. Michele and Bogdan.
Hi, I'm Bogdan Janko. I'm a university lecturer here at Obo Academy, and I am involved in the EDISS master's program in the academic side, and also a bit on the administrative side.
Hello, my name is Mikaela Strömbori, and I work as a project coordinator administratively for the EDISS program.
Okay, thank you. So what we have for you today is that we have a set of slides that will give you an overview of the program. We'll also give you some information about the admission process. And after that, we can have a Q&A sessions. For that, you can already write during the presentation your question, and we will do our best to give you an answer within the time slot we have today with you. So I will start the overall presentation of EDISS. Yes, so EDISS is an Erasmus Mundus joint master program, which is delivered by 4 universities: Obo Academy in Finland, the University of the Balearic Islands in Spain, L'Aquila University in Italy, and MDU, Mälardalen University in Sweden. We offer a 2-year program where all our students studies in 2 different universities. And our students graduating from EDISS at the end receive 2 master degrees, one from Obo Academy and the other one from one of the 3 other partner universities. Overall, what you will learn in EDISS is an holistic view knowledge related to AI, machine learning, data science, and software engineering. Our courses and study combines both theoretical and relatively practical knowledge that are applied in different team research project-based work. And also a relatively important component of the program is the fact that you will need to live and study in 2 different European countries. So it will also help you or push you to step you out from your comfort zone, and live in 2 actually different international environments in 2 different countries. The structure of the program is the following. All the students complete their first academic year in Finland at Obo Academy universities, where there we do offer the data science package. Then the students will split into 3 different tracks, going to 3 different universities in 3 possible different countries. So about 1/3 of the students will go to Sweden at MDU to take the specialization track related to industrial machine learning, software engineering. The other track which is available is from UIB in Spain, computer vision and intelligence system. And the third one is from Italy, model-driven machine learning, software engineering. In addition to those different components over the 2 years, we do have a mandatory winter school, which is organized every year in a different country, where all students from the first and the second year will meet and attend the EDISS winter school. We also have, in between the 2 academic years, a mandatory summer internship, which has to last at least 2 months. And this is typically done in cooperations with one of our associate company. I have slides about our associate company later on. And of course, at the end of your second year, you will need to write and submit your master thesis. And that can be done within a research lab with your second year university. It can also be done with an industrial partner, one of our associate companies. And from the past, we already had students doing their thesis in both cases as a research-oriented thesis in a university or more industrial-oriented thesis with a company. We will later share the slides with you, and you will be able to click on the different link to get more detailed information about the exact list of the courses related to data science, AI, machine learning, and software engineering, and also overall preview of the different activity we have in the winter school, and also some videos from our previous students doing their summer internships. Yes. We also have on our website, we list all the theses that has been submitted and published within the EDISS Master Program on our website. At the moment, all the Intake 1 theses are published, and we have the second intake that is now graduating. Some graduated already a few weeks or months ago, actually, and we have also a bunch of students that will graduate in the coming days. So the page will be updated with those theses. But I advise you to go on that page because it gives you a good idea about the different topic and subject area of work and research our students are working on for their master thesis. These slides give you an overview on the current list of associate industrial partner. So those are different companies in Finland, Sweden, Italy, or Spain that typically co-organize with us the winter school, offer topics within courses in the different partner university, offer summer internship topics, and or offers master thesis topic also. And it's the same. The list is constantly updated with when a new company is joining EDISS as an associate partner. What we also would like to mention, which is important for you, is to have a look at the student agreements. We have online all the student agreements for all the 4 intake. And for the next one, we will in the coming weeks, the latest by the end of December, publish the student agreement for the 5th intake. But I invite you to have a look at those documents because it gives you a good idea of what are the conditions, the right and different rules we have in EDISS. It's a very important document, and it's important that you have the knowledge of the content of the student agreements. Now I will talk a bit more about the admission requirements for the program. So what we require for our applicants is to have an undergraduate degree, typically a bachelor degree, which in the European credit system translates to 180 ECTS. In practice, what does that mean? It means that it has to be at least a 3-year bachelor degree. I know that in some country you have 4 years bachelor degree, and that is perfectly fine and okay. What we require is that your bachelor degree is related to computer science or software engineering or equivalent subject. By equivalent subject, one good example could be, for example, electrical engineering. We do have applicants having a background in electrical engineering. We do have students enrolled in EDISS that had such background, but they had several lectures and courses related to data science, software engineering, or computer science. We also require good proficiency in English, and for that we have only two possible. We accept only two possible English tests: the TOEFL IBT with a minimum score of 93, or the IELTS academic with a minimum overall score of 6.5 and with no individual score below 6. And there is a very limited list of countries where we do accept applicants without one of those two English tests, and those are applicants that have a degree certificate from Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the UK, USA, any other European or EEA country, or Switzerland. We do not accept any other country for the exceptions to not submit an English test result. And again, there is a link to our webpage which gives more detailed information about the admission requirements. I also want to stress that the admissions to the program is competitive. We can only select the best applicants. And for information, for example, last year we had around 460 applicants, and we selected 25 students. From intake 5, we have one single participation cost for all the students, which is of 9,000 € per academic year. So that means 18,000 € over the 2-year master program. The participation cost includes the tuition fee for both years in the two different universities. It also includes an insurance health and accident insurance coverage that the program offers to all the enrolled students, and also the mandatory participation, of course, to the winter school during the first and the second years. And for the winter school, we do cover the accommodation and the travel costs for all the students. For next application round, so for next intake, which is going to be our 5th intake, we will offer several EDISS scholarship. The current prediction is that we will be able to offer from 10 to 15 EDISS scholarship, and this scholarship will be awarded to both students from program or partner country. So basically to students from all over the world. The citizenship of the students is not relevant at all when assigning the EDISS scholarship. What the EDISS scholarship contains is a waiver of the participation cost, so no tuition fee, so a full waiver of the 9,000 € participation cost. Then in addition to that, the scholarship offers 800 € per month scholarship for the first year at Åbo Akademi University in Finland. For the second year, we offer a lower scholarship monthly grant of 310 €, but that difference can be compensated with the Erasmus Plus Mobility Grant, which is at around 500 € per month, 490 to 540, sorry, depending on the country you will go for the second year. So all in all, the EDISS scholarship value, if you want, is a bit more than 31,000 € over the 2-year program. I know that probably many of you are wondering and will have questions, so here I can already try to answer them related to the Mundus scholarship. So at the moment, we cannot guarantee any Erasmus Mundus scholarship for the 5th intake, because we are currently hosting our fourth intake, and we will apply to renew EDISS in February 2025. And unfortunately, the European Union will give us the result of that application only in July 2025. This is why at the moment we cannot give any guarantee, and we don't have the information if we will be able to provide Mondus scholarship starting from August 2025. This is an information we will unfortunately only get by the end of July 2025. In case we do get renewed, and so we will then be able to award those Mondus scholarship to the students selected for the fifth intake, but this information will only be available by the end of July. And when we will distribute the Mondus scholarship, we will need to, of course, follow the Mondus rules. So that means we will not be able to give more than 10% of the Mondus scholarship to the candidate having the same nationality. So the application is going to open in a few days on the 1st of November and will close beginning of January on the 8th of January 2025. So what you need to do already now to be very well prepared for the upcoming application period is first, you need to check the academic and English requirements from our website. Then you need to prepare all your application documents and attachments. And then on the 1st of November, you will be able to apply online from the website studyinfo.fi. There is a form to fill in, attachments to be uploaded. And then you will be able to submit your application. I want to stress very much the fact that you need to carefully check all the 6 pages of our admission sections on the EDISS website. It's very important that you read carefully all the information that are on those 6 pages. Then the way so yeah, this is a bit of summary of the different dates. So the application opens in 4 days on the 1st of November, 8 a.m. finish time. It closes on the 8th of January 2025 at 3 p.m. finish time. For the students that submit their applications by the deadline of the 8th of January, those ones and only those ones will be able to update enclosure and attachments until the 15th of January at 3 p.m., but only for the one that submit their application by the 8th of January. You need to allocate time to, of course, prepare, but also to upload your enclosure. We request you to submit a video, and video might be large, and it might take a lot of time to submit your video on the application form. Do not wait the 8th of January to submit your application, because if you have you never know, if you have bad internet connection, and if for any reason you are going to miss the deadline, for example, while uploaded your video, there is nothing that can be done. You just miss the deadline and your application will not be considered. There is also something a bit special about the upcoming application period and form, is that because of what I explained before related to the Mondus scholarship, that we don't know yet exactly the status of that. We also open for the next application period. We are also open to self-funded applicants. So already there you can already indicate if you would like your applications to also be considered as a self-funded application. So this is something you will need to answer on the form. Then we aim to provide all the admission results by March 2025. The students that will be awarded an EDISS scholarship will have 14 days to accept the offer. The students that will be admitted as self-funded will be automatically on the waiting list for a scholarship and will have a bit more time. We'll have 30 days to accept the offer. And it's very important that you understand that if you accept an offer as a self-funded student, you will stay on the waiting list for the EDISS scholarship. So it's not because you accept the place as self-funded that you will be removed from the waiting list for a scholarship. You will stay on the waiting for the scholarship, basically until the study starts in beginning of August 2025. Then, for the one admitted, there is a deadline to send all the document, degree, and transcript and possible translation for conditionally admitted students by the last Friday of July. So that is the 25th of July 2025. Then we will perform the verification of all the original documents in August for the admitted students. But the admitted students will get more information definitely later when they will need to come to Finland with their original degree certificate and transcript. And the study will start at Åbo Academy University in August 2025. What I also would like to add before I end the presentation is we will organize 2 more webinars on the 29th of November and the 11th of December for the last one. You are also free to register and attend those 2 other webinars. It's not because you attended this one that you cannot attend the following one. I also encourage you to, sorry. I also very much encourage you to check our website, first of all. So to check very carefully the admission sections on our website. I also encourage you to follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. It gives an overall good information on our activities, what we are doing with the students, the different academic activity we do provide to the students. Everything is relatively well documented on those different platforms. So that was it for the presentation. I will now stop sharing and we can start.
We can actually start with, there are 2 a bit similar questions that I think is of interest to all. That what are the graduates doing now? Going for PhDs or going for work at companies, and another similar question about does one get placement right after the completion of studies, one of the associated industrial partners? So a bit similar questions, if you could answer them, Sebastian.
Yes, where I start. It was one question about do they all get a job? Was it a bit
more or less, or is it more that students go for PhDs or companies?
Yeah.
And which companies?
We have both. We have both cases. So we have the intake 1 students that graduated last year, and some of them, yes, went for a PhD, and the others went for a job in the industry. if I look at intake 1 and intake 2, which are intake 2 they are the one that now graduate. Yes, we have several that get a job from the company. They perform the summer internship and the thesis work, for example. We have that. We have those cases, but we also have students that get jobs from other companies that are not EDISS associate after finishing their thesis. And to my knowledge, all of our students are at the moment employed. So to my knowledge, we have 100% of employment rate after graduation.
Thank you. And perhaps Bogdan, you can answer the following. A student of computer science and communications engineering asking whether that person is eligible to apply.
Yes, and I think there was also another question a little bit later, which was very similar. It was something like my undergrad degree in engineering in electronics and communication makes me eligible or not. So we are looking for graduates who or students who are in their last year of studies who have as their main courses in computer science and software engineering. So based on this computer science and communications engineering, it sounds like exactly the kind of profile we're looking for. But of course, I cannot tell now 100% that the courses you have taken make you eligible necessarily, but definitely you should apply from what it sounds like, because we're going to look at the curriculum. So before we actually look at the curriculum and the exact courses that you have taken, then it's not easy to say, especially for the engineering in electronics and communications. But we had this kind of students that are enrolled or that have graduated from our program. So I would encourage both of you to apply.
Thank you. We have a person with a lot of questions here in one question. I can read them out loud, and I think we can answer shortly for some of them, and maybe a few will take a bit of more time. Can I include academic projects as relevant work experience? Yes, everything should be included, but can you, Sebastian, a bit perhaps open up?
Yes, definitely. You should, if you have such experience, you should include it. If I remember correctly, on the application form, for example, for the one that already have a bachelor degree, for example, there is a possibility to put a link to your bachelor thesis, and if you have any experience related to project work, for example, as part of your previous studies, yes, that is relevant, and that will be considered as part of your previous relevant experience.
And the same person also asked about relevant international experience. Can research papers be included as relevant international experience? And I mean, all experience, as long as you have proof of it, should be included, right?
Yes, all relevant previous experience, so industrial experience and more academic, eventually research-oriented experience should be documented in your applications, because they will be taken into account when evaluating your application.
Yes, and I would like to add that it's international experience if the people that you work with or the project you work with was an international project. Otherwise, it's not necessarily considered international experience, but you should put it anyway because research experience is valued by us in the application process.
But Bogdan or Sebastian, could you please answer the following? My recommended professor has left my university for his PhD study. It is not possible for him to manage the official university letterhead and university stamp as mentioned in our criteria. So is it okay to submit the recommendation letter without these? what do you recommend?
Yeah. If of course it's okay if there is no other way, but then I will, if possible, I would recommend that your supervisor write down at the beginning of the letter a short explanation, exactly saying that he's now not working for the university anymore. So he cannot write the letter on the university letterhead, but then state there that he was your supervisor, and then following that short introduction, then write the recommendation letter.
Yeah, and that I think we already answered by answering the previous question. Does related work experience have any positive effects to be accepted to the program? Yes, I mean it has.
Yes.
Bogdan, there were a few more questions about specific undergraduate degrees in other fields, so to say. Would you like to take any of these questions?
Yeah, I was thinking to take this question with prior experience in machine learning or AI first, and then to go to the next one, if that's okay. Yeah. So the question is prior experience in ML or AI required to apply, or is there flexibility for the applicants with limited backgrounds in these areas? So this is, I want to underline a little bit what I said earlier on, that what we're looking for is computer science and software engineering in your curriculum. So it is highly appreciated if you have ML or AI experience, but it does not exclude you, because the whole first year here at Tobo Academy is focused on this data science package, where we have courses in data science, in AI, in ML. So it's not necessary that you come here and you're like an AI expert. You can learn during your first year. And then the second question was, I'm a final year undergraduate in computer science and communication engineering. Am I eligible to apply, and are there language tests to be submitted? So like I said, you're eligible to apply. It completely depends on the courses that you have taken during your studies. So it's not easy to say without seeing them, but just by seeing computer science or communication engineering, I would imagine that you are a good candidate. So that it makes you eligible. And regarding the language tests, we only accept TOEFL and TOEFL IBT and IELTS, and we do not accept anything that is like home done or done at a distance. And also people who have done their degrees in English in the countries that you can find on the website, like Canada, US, UK, Europe, and so on. You're exempted from the language requirement, but you have to have a proof. So that your diploma supplement has to have that mentioned in it, that your degree was fully in English. And it has to be in English. It's not, for instance, if you are in bilingual country in which you can get studies in both English and another language. If you did it in another language, that does not exempt you from taking the language test. I hope that answered the question.
Yes, thank you. There was a question about the acceptance rate to the program that you, Sebastian, perhaps could answer.
Yeah, I mean, if we take last year application period, and we got around 460 applicants, a bit more than that. And then now we are hosting 25 students in our fourth intake. So it's around, last year was around 5-6% acceptance rate.
Yes, thanks. And would you like, Sebastian, to continue? There's another questions about person asking about the gap. What kind of gap is expected to join EDISS? I mean, gap between graduating a bachelor and then starting the studies in the EDISS program.
I am not going to give a very precise answer on how long gap is accepted. We do host students in EDISS that had, for example, longer gap than what is mentioned here, that had several years of experience after the bachelor, and then decided to extend their knowledge and join EDISS after several years of work experience after graduating from a bachelor. So if you graduated in 22 and had 1-2 years of work experience, this is definitely acceptable without any issue.
Okay, thanks. I can take another one here. Attendees here asking about their own profiles and how well they match the profile that the EDISS program is looking for. I think Bogdan, you perhaps could be interested to answer.
Sure. Which one exactly? Can I choose any of them?
Yeah, feel free.
Yeah. Okay. So one of them is having undergraduate research experience more preferable than industrial experience? And I have years of experience working as a data scientist, but don't have research experience or publications. Would that decrease my chances? So we are valuing both experiences, both industrial experience and also research experience. But you have to remember that what we are really judging is more or less the studies you have taken during your graduate studies. So what courses you have taken. Of course, the experience is valuable and it counts, but that's not the main criteria that we're following when we're evaluating your application. Just before that, somebody who's working as a backend developer, but they're interested in machine learning and they have taken relevant ML courses in their undergraduate. If it's helpful in any way that they work with other web development courses. Yes, of course, it's relevant. So we are looking for courses in computer science, in software engineering, and any related fields. So from those courses that you are mentioning there, I think they're relevant and they should make you eligible to apply. And of course, the fact that you also have relevant courses in ML, that's also really good. So I would encourage you to apply.
Here is a student or a attendee asking, you stated that the renewal of EDISS scholarship will be known in July, but admissions announced in March. What if we want to wait till July to know if there is even a chance of getting that scholarship? Yeah, so the person here is asking for a possible clarification of this issue. And Sebastian, I think you would answer.
Yeah, well, on one way, I mean, you don't have any other. You have to wait July because we will ourselves not know anything before July. But then you will not be able to wait to accept or refuse if you get selected, you will not be able, if you get selected for the EDISS scholarship, you will not be able to wait for more than 2 weeks before accepting or rejecting the study offer. If you wait for more than that, the offer will be automatically withdraw, and then we will go to the next one on the waiting list for the EDISS scholarship. And at the same time, depending on which country you are coming from, you could anyway not wait July to make your mind. For example, because of the residence permit process, if you really decide only in July enrolling or not enrolling in EDISS, I will say it's far too late, because if you don't enroll as present by the deadline, which is typically end of August, very beginning of September, if you don't enroll as present, your offer will be automatically cancelled. So when you take the residence permit process into account, you need to make your mind well in advance. But for the one that will get an admission offer from us, you will be immediately after that also be in contact with our current students, And they will also be able to give you a lot of information about the residence permit process, how it went for them last year, and they will be of great help also making up your process of basically moving to Finland.
And then there was another one about the language test, and I think both Bogdan and Sebastian also already answered that. So if English was the medium of instruction, would that be okay? And then to skip the language test, but it will not be okay unless the degrees are from some of the countries that was listed here during the presentation. So if the language was in English and the degree was taken in any of these countries, then it's okay, but it must kind of fulfill both these criteria to be exempted from the language test. Otherwise, you need to take the IELTS or the TOEFL test.
I can answer one question here. Could I send additional document as part of my application, like a proof of scholarship in the bachelor degree or certificate or certifications, to increase the chance of being selected for the scholarship? The answer is yes. You can do that, but you are encouraged to add any document that give a proof of what is stated in your application. The only comment on that, please, whenever possible, try to limit the numbers of files you upload with your application. You can upload several files, but whenever possible, try to group all the different certificates into one PDF document when you upload those certificates to the application platform.
Thank you. And could you please continue with the question here regarding the evaluation criteria? And if there's a person asking about the assessment process, the course classification, and grading comparisons.
Yes. No. When we review all the applications, we do not have any automatic filtering process. We have people looking at all the application, and actually after the first human-based filtering process, all the applications are going to be reviewed by two different reviewers. And we do take into account the different grading system in different countries and in different universities. So we to make sure that applicants are all considered equally, and we always take into account when reviewing the applications the different grading system in different countries, in different universities. And this is done by an academic, by a reviewer which has an academic background. So we do not have any automatic filtering process.
Thank you.
If I may, there is another question that's relatively close to what Sebastian was talking about. So somebody who has a bachelor's in software engineering with a final year project in embedded systems and AI is asking where would their profile stand comparing with people that were enrolled already, and what are their chances of getting accepted, given that they have a CGPA of 363 out of 4 and a 7.5 in YELTS. So I think, first of all, I wouldn't compare myself with people that are already in the program, because you're not going to compete with them. You're going to compete with a new series of people. And it sounds like a good GPA, sounds like you're eligible and you should apply. However, it's important that you submit all the documents that you have for your diploma and your supplement diploma, because, for instance, 363 at one university can be a high grade, and at another university can be like not that high of a grade. So it's also important where you rank within the university specifically. And regarding the YELT, I think the only thing that matters is that you pass it. If you get a better than minimal grade in YELT, you're not going to get more points in the application. So the language test is essentially an exclusion criterion rather than helping you score more points during the application.
Yes, exactly. There is a question about saying that in my country, the bachelor degree is not in ECTS, but it needs 4 years to graduate normally. Is it required to convert it into ECTS? No, definitely not. You don't convert anything into ECTS. We use here ECTS because we are European universities and everything works based on the ECTS system. But by far, most of our students are coming from countries which does not use ECTS. So we know very well how to handle your transcript and your degree certificate. If you have a bachelor degree which lasted 4 years to graduate, then there is no issue at all. And you do not need to convert it into the ECTS system. I take the question which was just below. Is there any specific criteria for CGPA to be selected? No, we don't have actually explicit threshold for CGPA. It's exactly a bit what Bogdan said. It depends a lot of the level. We look at from which country and which university you are coming from, and it's typically relative to your university and to your country. But we don't have any strict minimum requirement on the CGPA.
There was a question about students with dyslexia that I can answer on a general level. So we welcome all to apply as long as you meet the admission requirements, and perhaps it can be more difficult to study, but the same, I mean, we have many students, not to my knowledge in the EDISS program, but at Åbo Academy in general with dyslexia. And then you can also look a bit at the general university pages where things such as these are described and what the university can do to support students. Examples could be that we don't in this program have that much literature, but if one would have, you can borrow the library books for a bit longer. You can have for examinations, you can have a bit more additional time to complete the examinations, and such things could be or is there to help you study. But at the same, it could still be challenging, but there are some services that and some kind of help that the university will provide you with. But during application stage, you apply in the same way as the others.
There is a question, if there is no international experience as in CV template, will it weigh down the chance of selections? The answer is no, definitely no. It will not weigh down, like you said, the chance of being selected. And we do have students enrolled in EDISS that that were fresh graduates and didn't have any international experience before joining EDISS.
And Sebastian, would you like to continue with the following? Regarding the scholarships, do we have to work as teaching assistants, I think, TA? The scholarships are merit-based or need-based?
Yes, the scholarship are on merit-based only. I mean, if you go on the website and read the evaluation criteria, you will see that 70% of the points are based on your academic merit. So the scholarship are going to be awarded merit-based, based on your application. And no, there is no need to work as research assistant if you get the scholarship. The idea of offering a scholarship is actually exactly the other way around. Is to remove you the need to work on the side of your studies such that you can focus 100% on your studies.
Thanks. And then I can take the following question. Can we send out IELTS result after the deadline, because my test is on the 16th of December? In the application form, there is, you can fill in the test number. So it will be fine for you actually, because you mentioned the date, the 16th of December. And when you take the test, you will at the same also get this test number. So do fill in that in the form, and based on that, we will find your test results in the IELTS database. So this will be, you have time within the application time that ends on the 8th of January, and that's for the application form. But then for downloading, you might even get the test results by the 15th of January, and that's the deadline to upload attachments. But the application form in itself, it's a week prior to that.
There is a question about if there is a limit or quota for the second year university. The answer is yes. We have to balance the students over the 3 different universities for the second year specialization tracks. So that basically defined the quota for each intake for going to one specific second year universities. And the selection process actually for the second year university is very well defined in the student agreement. So you can have a look at it, but it's based on it's first of all based on the preferences of the students. This is the first things we look at. And if that is not enough, then we also take the decisions on which specialization track they are going to have for the second year university.
I can take the following, any documents required to be apostilled. It depends on the country you come from, but when you apply, so not you can leave it at this stage, and if you are admitted, then we follow up for those that this is required from.
Questions basically asking if am I eligible, if my background is eligible, and for the few I went through, it's from people basically having some undergraduate degree related to computer science or AI. So if your bachelor degree is related to computer science and AI, you are definitely eligible for the program.
Sebastian, could you please answer this? Is there any limitation?
How can I say? We don't have scholarship quota per country. So it really depends how from which country and which citizenship the applicants have. And it depends of of course the rank the rank those applicants will get in the review process. But now the Mundus rule from the European Union is telling us that we should not enroll more than 10% of students having the same citizenship. So it's a relative quota, but this is what we'll use also in the selection process, because we have to use the Mundus rule in terms of selecting students from different countries, and in a way that forces us to admit students from all over the world. There is a question I can answer. The question is the following: if we are traveling to different countries for industrial visit or semester, will the travel expenditure be covered by EDISS? The answer is that except the winter school, we do not have any mandatory trip abroad. So the winter school cost is fully covered by EDISS. If, for example, students do their summer internship in a different country, we do not cover the travel cost for that, because it's the choice of the students to travel abroad. But at the same time, we do organize, for example, this week we are going to visit 2 different companies with the intake 4. Follow us on Instagram if you want to know which company we are going to visit. There, of course, EDISS is covering the cost for those visits. In our research-based project course, we have some students working in cooperations with research units abroad. If there is a common agreement between the research unit, us, and the students, that there is a need to travel, and that will help, that will support their work, we can, in those very specific cases, cover the cost. And we did it in the past. We had students traveling to Sweden and Spain, for example, for their research work, and that was covered by EDISS. But outside that, no, we typically do not cover travel cost.
I can answer. Yeah, please.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna take it and then I'm gonna leave you answer the next one. So I wanted to say about the letters of recommendation. Somebody is asking if they should submit a letter of recommendation from their line manager instead of the university professor. I would not recommend that. We're expecting letters of recommendation from academics, but of course, if you do not have any of those, some letter of recommendation from your line manager is better than none, but we would really prefer to have academic letters of recommendations. And the second question that is related to that is if it needs to be sent both in English translated and in the native language. So we would need to have it in English and signed by the person who is writing it in English.
Yeah, this one is actually, I can read it out loud if you want to comment on this. It's a bit the same. Does both the letter of recommendation need to be academic, or can I submit one from my manager / team lead at workplace? What do you think?
Yeah, I would say it's the same answer. Okay. It's not recommended. We strongly recommend that the academic letter is coming from academic people.
There's another one. I can answer. If I'm selected for the EDISS scholarship, will I need to reapply for the Erasmus Mundus scholarship if it becomes available for the 15th take, or will I be automatically considered? And the answer is yes, you will be automatically considered.
Yeah. There is a question on the residence permit. If selected for this, how much bank balance fund do I need to show to be eligible for a Finnish Schengen visa? Actually, you will not need a visa, you will need a residence permit. And it has been updated, and the amount the Finnish immigration office require is actually what the EDISS scholarship is offering, so 800 euro per month. So for the one that will get admitted with the EDISS scholarship, or eventually later on with the Mundus scholarship, if we get renewed in July, then you fulfill the requirements of the Finnish immigration service to apply for a residence permit.
Then there is also a couple of questions regarding how many students will be admitted and how many will get the scholarship.
Yeah, so like I said at the beginning or in the middle maybe of the presentation, so at the moment we plan to be able to offer from 10 to 15 EDISS scholarship in total.
Yes, but all in all we can admit 25 around.
25. Yes. All in all, we could admit up to 25 students. Yes, sorry if that was the.
Yeah, well, it was two different questions.
Yes.
Yes, thanks. And then there is a question that I can answer. People with some rare disorders, are they accepted? I mean, then it's that anyone can apply, and then we encourage all to apply, and then we can plan according to the disorders. And you can also, if you want, send your questions to this email, and there we can answer more based on the disease or handicap. There regarding the scholarships again, maybe this could be clarified. Is the EDISS scholarship separate from the Erasmus Mundus scholarship?
Yes, it is. I mean, by separate, I understand not the same, or yeah. I mean, it is completely it is different. The EDISS scholarship is something which is created and offered by the EDISS program only. We have a few questions asking if, for example, students having publication, if that counts, and if that will be part of the evaluation. Yes, of course, if you do have publication, I strongly recommend you that you indicate that in your application. I also very strongly recommend that you put a link to your publications to the publisher website where we can directly download your publication. And that will be counted as part of your previous relevant experience. So you are strongly invited to mention it in your application and also provide direct links to your publications.
There is a question about the video application. Are there any recommendations for the video part, and what should it include? And I want to say that Michaela has included already in the chat an answer to that, but I just want to add a couple of things. So first of all, like Michaela said, you need to state clearly the motivation that you have to apply for EDISS and why you should be chosen for the program. But what I want to underline here is that you need to be yourself and to really tell us why you stand out from the other people, not give like very general answers that everybody will give. Then describe your scientific area of interest and tell us how motivated you are, what do you want to do in the future, what experience have you have so far, and how does your background really make you eligible for the EDISS program. But also think about, for instance, if maybe your pronunciation is not very good, maybe it would be good to introduce some text so that it's easier to follow. If you have some music in the background, maybe don't have it too loud and so on. So think about all these aspects, because you need to have it as clear as possible and to sell yourself basically as best you can.
Yes. There is a questions about the different evaluation criteria, and also asking at the same times if not having an internship experience decrease the chance of being admitted. When it comes to the evaluation criteria, please have a look on our website. There is actually a page only about the evaluation criteria that very well describe the different points we assign to the different criterion: academic merit, relevant experience, personal motivation, and recommendation. And not having internship experience will not brutally decrease your chance. Like I said just before, we do have in EDISS students that were that graduated with a bachelor a couple of months before starting EDISS, and did not have the time and did not have the chance to do an internship before joining EDISS.
People are also here asking about if this recorded version will be available, and can we send it to the emails. And yes, it will be available on the website, and yes, we will also send it to those of you that attended now to your emails. But it will, in the upcoming weeks. And for now, we will send a questionnaire about feedback on this Q&A session, and together with that, the presentation that you saw in the beginning of this session.
Okay, it's already a quarter past or over 4 o'clock finish time, so we are already a bit over time. So I propose that we close here. We are sorry if we could not manage to answer all questions. What I invite everybody to do is please have a careful look at our website. Read carefully all the pages from the admission sections. Read the other pages also very well, but especially the one related to admission. If you don't find a clear answer to your questions on our website, we also have a FQA section on the website that answer most of the commonly asked questions. Feel free to contact us also by email. We are opening the application period, so we cannot answer all email immediately. There is a bit of delay because we start to get many emails to answer at the moment. You are also all free, like I already said, to register and attend the 2 other webinars we will organize in November and December. But I would like to thank you, all of you, for joining this webinar, and we wish you good luck with your application, and hopefully see you next year in August in Turku for the start of your studies in EDISS. Okay.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for joining. Bye.
Good luck. Bye.